Hey everybody, it's Rob with Homes by Rob Denny, HomeSmart Realty West. And welcome back to another Taco Tuesday edition of Let's Talk About Real Estate. This is episode 2, and while pricing hasn't shifted much since last week's breakdown, we've got a packed show for you today. If you missed last week's full county and coastal breakdown, check the link below. That episode is loaded with details. This week, we're mixing in a few new ingredients. We'll break down interest rates and why they're tied so close to the 10-year Treasury yield. I'll give you a seller strategy that works in today's high-rate world, and we'll talk about what types of homes are still selling fast. We'll also share a few smart buyer tips and wrap things up with a fun segment on what $1 million gets you on the coast these days. No fluff, no hype, just the good stuff with a little taco seasoning. And speaking of tacos, did you know the fish taco, that crispy Baja style legend, was first popularized right here in San Diego? A San Diego State student and some of his buddies were celebrating spring break down in San Felipe when he encountered his first fish taco. Upon returning to America's finest city, Ralph Rubio started serving them in the early 80s to fellow San Diegans in a place called Rubio's. Maybe you've heard of it. It caught on fast, and now it's a staple on menus all over the country. So, yeah, San Diego isn't just known for real estate, stunning views, weather, and the Padres, but we're kind of trailblazers when it comes to tacos too. All right, let's talk interest rates. Because they're still one of the biggest factors shaping what buyers can afford right now, we'll look at them week in and week out. Most people think mortgage rates follow the Fed rate, but that's not how it works. The key number you want to watch is a 10-year Treasury yield, are either refinanced or paid off within about 10 years. That's because most mortgages are either refinanced or paid off within about 10 years. So lenders use that yield as a benchmark. That's one of the reasons anyway. Here's the part that not enough people talk about. For 30 years, the spread, at least 30 years, maybe even longer, the spread between the 10-year Treasury yield and the 30-year fixed mortgage rate was consistently about 1.75 on average. But over the last 2 years, that spread has ballooned. Today, the 10-year yield is sitting at 4.3%, but the average 30-year mortgage rate is still around 7%. That's a spread of 2.7%. Historically, that's very high. Why the gap? Well, one of the reasons I've found is it comes down to uncertainty and risk. Lenders are pricing in potential recession, sticky inflation, and global instability. Basically, they're adding a cushion to protect themselves, which drives up the mortgage rate even when the 10-year yield doesn't move that much. So when you hear someone say rates should be lower by now, they're not wrong based on history, but they're missing the bigger picture. The risk environment has changed, and lenders are reacting to that. Bottom line, don't sit waiting for 4%. It's not happening this year, probably not next either. If the right home shows up and the monthly payment works for you, in other words, you can afford it and you love the home, don't let the spread stop you. You can always refinance later if rates drop. There's also 2 more things you can bank on. Paying rent, you will never earn any equity. And if interest rates did, by some miracle, drop back down to 3 or 4%, well, remember the last time that happened? You think you're just going to walk in and buy the house of your dreams at a low rate? No. Remember, 30 offers without even looking at homes. Prices going $100,000, $200,000, even $300,000 over ask. People waiving all of their contingencies just to get the home. Careful what you wish for, folks. Just go about your life, and like I said, if you can afford it and you like it, buy it. Let's shift gears and talk to the sellers for a minute because I know a lot of you are wondering, is now a good time to sell or should I wait? Here's the truth. 2025 is not 2021 as we've just been discussing. Bidding wars are so much less common. Overpricing gets punished and buyers are doing their homework. But it's still a great seller's market if you play it smart. Altos Research, a real estate software data company I've been following for over 10 years, has what is called a market action index. A market action index of 30 is a level market. Level meaning it's good for buyers and sellers. Good luck finding one in San Diego under 30. Oh wait, but I did. San Diego County Market Action Index on single-family homes is at 45. Everything on the coast is 40, 50, even 61 in Carlsbad 92010 and 68 in Carlsbad 92011. But Solana Beach is at 32 and Del Mar is at 35. And these are the most expensive homes on the coast. As I dug a little further, I found a zip code that is under 30 for single-family homes, and that just so happens to be 92067. Or better known as Rancho Santa Fe. But before you think that is in some way hurting the Rancho Santa Fe sales, it's not. If you listened to last week's show, you know Solana Beach and Del Mar prices are staying strong. It's no different for Rancho Santa Fe, up 25% in April 2025 compared to April 2024. And they're rolling 12 months, they are up a whopping 15%. The 63 days on market is still lower than end of year 2020, which was at 79. And prices have almost doubled since then. My point here, folks, our market is starting to show signs of normalizing, but it's still complicated. This is why you need to hire a pro when you decide to sell what more than likely is your biggest asset. With inventory still down, homes are still turning a nice profit for well-informed sellers. If you'd like to know the market action index for your neighborhood, drop me a line. For now, I'm going to move on. One of the biggest things we're seeing right now is that well-priced homes are still getting strong offers. I'm talking about clean, move-in ready homes that are priced with intention, not wishful thinking. And I'm not just talking in generalities. If you look at the coastal areas of San Diego, we broke down last week, places like Encinitas, Cardiff, and Oceanside, 92054, you'll see that homes priced to sell are still moving quickly, even in the 1.5 to 2.5 million range. So what's the strategy? Know your local market. Even within one zip code, pricing varies by block to block. Carlsbad 92008 is not the same as Carlsbad 92010. Make sure you're working with someone who can break it down hyper-locally. Nail the pricing down out of the gate. Overprice and you'll sit. Then you drop the price. Then buyers wonder why, what's wrong. The price is right, you'll attract serious buyers fast and sometimes get a better deal than if you went high to test the market. Prep your home. You don't need a full remodel, but clean. Paint, declutter, fix the little stuff, have good curb appeal, make your home feel cared for. It sets the tone before buyers even walk in. Be flexible with terms, not price. Buyers might ask for rate buydowns or closing cost credits. That's fine. You hold the line on the price and still meet the buyer where they are at financially. It's a win-win. Remember, inventory is still tight in most of the San Diego areas. San Diego County is seeing it just 2.6 months of inventory, which is still below a balanced market, even though, like I said last week, we should be shooting for we are shooting for a 4-month inventory. That means serious sellers have the advantage. All right, now that we've covered smart seller strategies, let's get into one of the questions I hear the most. What kind of homes are actually selling right now? This is where the numbers tell a clear story. Let's look at days on market because that tells us how fast homes are moving. San Diego County's average over the past 12 months is 27 days. That's quick, But some areas and types of homes are flying off the shelf even faster. Here's what's moving right now. Updated homes under 1.2 million, especially in central and coastal communities. If it's turnkey and priced right, buyers are jumping. Smaller coastal homes in places like Oceanside 92054 and Cardiff by the Sea, these homes are drawing both local buyers and out-of-towners who want that beach town lifestyle. Homes in walkable neighborhoods, think downtown Encinitas, South Oceanside, North Park. Walkability is huge right now, and it adds value. Detached homes with a little yard space, condos are still selling, but anything with a small yard or ADU potential is seeing strong activity. What's sitting? Overpriced luxury homes with dated interiors. Buyers in that 2+ range want move-in ready or modern style, and they're not biting on listings that feel tired or stale. So if you're trying to gauge the market, look at what's going pending in your neighborhood. Better yet, reach out. I can pull an exact report showing what's moving and what's not where you live. It's all about knowing the patterns. Let me talk to the buyers out there. Because while it's still a seller's market in most of San Diego, smart buyers are still locking in great homes without throwing money away. The trick? Strategy beats desperation every time. Here's how buyers are winning in this market. Target homes that have been sitting for more than 30 days. If a home's been on the market for more than 4 weeks, there's a good chance the seller is open to conversation. You're not overbidding in a frenzy. You're negotiating from leverage. Be sure to do your homework though. Some homes go into escrow after 3 or 4 days. Then 3 or 4 weeks in, something happens to the loan and the buyer no longer qualifies. So the deal is canceled and the home heads back onto the market. Trust me, you won't be the only one that was probably looking at that home if went into escrow that fast. So make sure you are ready. Look for listings with price reduction. This doesn't mean something's wrong with the home. It often just means it was priced wrong to begin with. These are your best opportunities for value. Don't chase perfection, chase potential. If the bones are good and the layout works, you can paint a wall. Focus on things you can't change: location, lot size, natural lighting, and orientation of the home. Be ready to act. Get your finances tight, your pre-approval in hand, and know your numbers. The best homes still move fast. But with fewer bidding wars, you can win if you're prepared. And if that home that comes back on the market was a hot buy 3 weeks ago, you can bet you are more than likely not the only one who is watching. Bottom line, the best buyers right now are educated, prepared, and strategic. If that's you, you can make a move without overpaying. Finally, a little fun. You've probably seen the headlines and Instagram reels. What can $1 million buy you on the coast? Half the time it's a garage or shed. That's not true. So let's take a look at what's happened on the coast for $1 million. Spoiler alert, $1 million may not go as far as it used to on the coast, but there are still some opportunities out there. In Oceanside 92054, $1 million might get you a smaller single-family home or a nicely updated condo west of the 5. Now that condo is going to be small, but it's there. And it could be within 5 minutes walking distance to the beach if you're lucky. This zip is still the best bang for your buck along the coast. There are a total of 39 homes and condos for sale under $1 million, and 19 of those are west of the 5. Remember what I showed you last week? Oceanside is up and coming. It's not my old Marine Corps' Oceanside anymore. Go up there for lunch or dinner and a sunset. See for yourself. Head south to Carlsbad. You'll find 60 homes spread out over the 4 zip codes for $1 million. But only 2 of those homes are single-family homes. And see us down in Del Mar, you will not find one single-family home for sale. But you will find 22 condos and townhomes scattered throughout the coast in one of those beautiful cities. Bottom line, $1 million still gets you a piece of the coast, but you've got to be flexible on size, style, and expectations. And hey, if you want to know exactly what's out there this week, email me. I'll send you a list of active homes at that price point. All right, that's going to wrap up this week's Taco Tuesday episode of Let's Talk About Real Estate. We cover a lot today: interest rates, seller strategy, what homes are flying off the shelf, how buyers can win, and that what $1 million will get you on the coast right now. If any of that hit home for you, maybe you're on the fence about selling or buying, reach out to me. Just shoot me an email at rob@homesbyrobdenny.com or text me 858-504-0449. And I'll give you a no pressure breakdown for your neighborhood or your situation. And hey, if you found this helpful, do me a favor. Share this with someone who's thinking about making a move, or leave a quick review. That would be even better. That helps more people find the show, and I'd really appreciate that. Don't forget, new episodes drop every Taco Tuesday, and I'll keep showing up with what's real in real estate without the fluff. Until next time, keep your tacos hot, your offers clean, and your real estate sharp. I'm Rob Denny. Talk soon. Thank you.